at the Crate here in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and we're gonna talk with Monkey, the artist behind Wrecords by Monkey. It's a vinyl accessories line, and he's very famous for his bracelets, but he has other products that he really wants to show us, and he's gonna show us the process behind the whole manufacturing.
Hey, Jennifer, welcome to the Crate. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, come on in. Let's check out the space.
Thank you. I read that you used to be a skater kid. Does that influence?
I mean, I still ride a skateboard to work I try it a couple days a week.
But do you think that was like something that really like?
I mean, skater culture, especially in the 90s, was such an indie thing that I do think that it influenced me as, you know, it is a subculture that now is like personified as this big new American baseball sort of. So it's interesting to see it grow and to see everything around us, whether it's design, culture, counterculture, is really affected by that whole 90s sort of skater mentality, now personified into like pop culture.
How do you use your obvious natural born talent of talking to people?
I can tell you that talking isn't a bad thing, especially when you're trying to be creative. It's sort of the best thing for it.
You were raised upstate New York in a very industrial city. Do you think that whole industrial context where you were raised and like that it was around you, do you think it like, you know, somehow influenced this very like industrial sort of thing?
I mean, it's just interesting to be in this manufacturing neighborhood and then reflect back on how to appreciate, you know, where I came from and how all these things were built there, and how I feel like I learned, moving to New York, I really fell in love with manufacturing and not as much as design, whether it's architecture and products and things like that. Where in Watertown, I don't think I really took it all in.
So what's behind the name of your business?
But until I started putting like the monkey on the back of all the bracelets, and I added Wrecords by Monkey, which is my childhood nickname, it sort of gave this like life to the whole brand that it was missing. You know, like people relate to one being a DJ and two, oh my God, I used to have the nickname Monkey, or it means, you know, it represents that youthful energy and like people associate that with my personality.
So you use repurposed vinyl records. I'm just wondering if that has anything to do with the final product or the shape, or how is it gonna be?
People usually weed through our records for $1, and then if they don't cut it up, then we turn it into our bracelets and product. Our goal is to have trickle down, so people, quote unquote, no good music's harmed in the process, which, you know, sometimes could be BS, but we really try to stand behind that. So Jennifer, you came with your own vinyl. That's what I like to hear. Let's see what you got.
So what do you think?
Let's see. This is perfect.
Okay.
This is perfect. Let's give this to Will and let him do his magic.
Thank you. So you mentioned online that music is the universal language and you don't have to understand it to understand how a song makes you feel.
I feel like one little piece of music for a lot of people represents this big whole feeling of good energy, and that unit, like I said, like, you know, records are the symbol of all music, and music is what people relate to. Music really makes you feel a certain way, and you don't really need to understand it. It gives you this feeling, and music's for all types of day, just like our product.
You work with clients of all sizes and shapes, and I'm just wondering if this was planned, which was the first group that you really wanted to work with, or how this whole happened.
Originally, I was always creating custom bracelets for smaller companies, even bigger companies, and for events and all types of things. So the bracelet was my first promotional tool that I created. We've created this ongoing business where before it's, you know, oh, we get one job from this person, you don't hear from them, one job for this person, where now I've really created a separate tier for promotional. So now I have something to offer these clients. I have relationships with the companies where now when they have a project, they reach out to us like, hey, we want to do awards, we want to do this, you know, these notebooks, we want to do something, and they'll be like, Monkey can do it, you know? It's like if someone's going to make something for the music industry out of records, I'm going to get a call.
So basically you've been doing this commission work, let's call it this way, since the beginning?
Since I started in 2004, and I've been doing like my first private label probably in 2006. Same thing I said about me talking.
Yeah.
It's about being yourself, you know, and when you just have good friends and you create good friends, even if they're business relationships, that's when the best business happens.
And building a relationship with your customers.
Yeah, and they're all my friends. I consider all of them my friends. Really, I've transcended my brand and my promotional to sort of cater towards my clients. So if Wrecords by Monkey comes up with a new product or a new idea, it usually affects the private label so that my client has something new to think about in their imagination. My goal is that I just keep throwing shit till it sticks and they keep having ideas.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what do you think will be like the biggest lesson you've got from your clients?
I mean, failure is the most important part. So it's like, definitely like, you know, don't be let down when the job doesn't go through and you put your heart into it, because that's the most important part of success is a little bit of failure. Whether it's getting those 10% of jobs to go through. So our goal is to get the client to realize that design is just as important as the product, and you got to put that time in the design to get that product to be
and
where
that
you
the
want.
process is also important, and that's kind of like why you know,
like there's
you
all these
get the
restrictions.
product
You're coming to me because you want this unique, locally recycled made product, but you're used to ordering from China, so it's hard for you to see the whole picture.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all set.
Oh my God, look at that.
There you go.
That's beautiful. Oh, I love it. Thank you.
We got 2 stands.
Okay.
So this will fold up. Set that down,
Oh, no,
and the record will sit right in.
Oh, look at that. You are not only working with vinyl right now.
I started that in 2010, and originally it was supposed to be, I was obsessed with the hand-painted grocery deli signs that were coming down in the neighborhood. Like they were taking down all the deli signs and replacing them with the neon ones. So I started photographing all the hand-painted deli signs, and that book was just already old before it came out. So I decided to do a pillow company, which was amazing. I released it as if it was Wrecords by Monkey, the same type of concept, and from the get-go, it got an amazing feedback, showing up in magazines and getting an amazing distribution.
I just want to ask you, what's your favorite anecdote as an artist through this whole
Which
journey?
anecdote? Like what?
Like, I don't know, something that you remember, a story that you always love to share. Like, what's your favorite story of any project that you've been on?
Like we've been on TV shows, and we've had everyone wear it, from Nora Jones and to having on Glee to being in the MoMA to doing amazing things, being in 100 magazines and on all these different things. But really at the end of the day, it's like I'm thankful for like the people that have surrounded me and that like continue to support me. And you know, number one being like my significant other and my team. You know?
That's great. I love them all. I cannot make a decision. So how about you just like close your eyes and pick one randomly?
All right.
Okay.
All right.
What was it? Oh, look at that.
I got to chop it down to size.
Okay.
Then we put these sticky pads on the notebooks, so then it just goes right in. Set it up. Press it, and voila.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thanks so much. It's pretty nice.
You made that notebook that quick? This is why we call him the machine.
Look at that.
That was actually really quick. Let's see the quality control.
Oh
This is
my God.
great.
It's been amazing sharing this time with you. And I just, you know, for all the curious people that are like getting to know you, listening more about your, you know, your journey, I was just wondering if you have any advice just to, you know, build
Of course.
up on this.
I mean, I have one big piece of advice.
Yes.
If you're not happy, jump ship. You gotta be happy. Much like skateboarding, you gotta have a couple scraped knees and elbows to really achieve your goals. And I feel like that's just like in a business, you know? Staying focused, staying passionate, and just keeping at it is what you can do, because failure is, like I said, is the only thing that's gonna help you. And you want to see the stand that goes with it?
The stand?
Well, there's a camera on it right now.
Oh, there's a camera on it.
Okay, push the camera away. Put it somewhere.
I'm sorry.